Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 45th episode of Tales of Tamriel. I am Aggelos, your picking flowers everywhere I go Templar. Also joining me today, the man running the stream and the guy who makes Dragonstar Arena Veteran Mode look easy. Deltia of Deltias Gaming, how are you today, good sir?
What's up? Good day to be alive.
Excellent. Excellent. So, how many times have you beat DSA Vet? Like 20 by now?
No, only a couple, but I got it done after you said it was nerf. I had to prove that I'm
Had to
still
rub
not
that in a
bad.
little bit.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Awesome. Also, we have a special guest again for this episode. You may know her from around YouTube and that crazyanook.com. The one Deltia dubs as the nicest person on the interwebs. That's Elloa. How are you today, Elloa?
Hello, I'm very fine, thank you. Happy to be on the show.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. We always had such a fun time when you're on the show. All right.
Happy to do it again.
Excellent. Well, as many of you may have guessed, Thace isn't here with us this afternoon. She's out visiting family. She was in the chat a little while ago. I don't know if she still is, but she will be back next week. But before we get into the show, I need to mention that this show is now sponsored in part by generous donation from our friend at A Murph. He says, "Keep up the great podcast. I owed you a donation since last summer when your podcasts were with me during long training rides. Thank you so much for your donation, man. We really appreciate it, and we're really glad we could keep you entertained while you're out having to do real world stuff because it's terrible. We don't like it. All right, we're going to go ahead and move right on into the show. First up in game news this week, the Elder Scrolls Online has released a closer look at crafting writs. So as part of Update 5, they talk about how crafters have more things to do and new ways to earn valuable rewards and whatnot. And they kind of wrote up a little guide. I think they're kind of nudging in on Deltia's territory.
I know, right? I was about to mess them like, hey, I need my guides. Leave them alone.
That's you should write them very angrily. Like, that's my stuff.
Yeah,
that's
like,
what I do.
Why don't you hire me to write your guides?
Nice. But yeah, I know there was some confusion for some people. I didn't find them to be very hard or anything of that nature, but there was still some confusion. So they went through and they talked about where you go to get certified and how the process works and what kind of rewards you can expect. It looks pretty neat. And they wrote up this nice little guide. And yeah. Elloa, have you seen the crafting writ guide?
Yeah, but I've not really read it carefully because I have the feeling I know how to master.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I know a lot of us, we hopped in right away and we're just like, yeah, we'll figure this out. It's all good. But it's nice that they wrote up a little something or another. I know they talked about it on ESO Live about someone asked a question, are you guys going to give more preview videos and whatnot during, when you release a new content? And they're like, well, we may write up little guides like this, but it won't be anything too special. Angwar says, FYI, Aggelos' cam is black.
Yeah, I know. I'll try to fix it, but it's not worth stopping the stream.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely not. My face isn't that pretty. Trust me, guys, it's not that pretty. And it's bald right now, so it's okay. All right, so it's pretty neat. Elloa, have you done very many crafting writs? Do you do it often?
When something become a core, it reminds me of my real life core, like the dishes or the ironing that I don't like. So I do it when I'm in the mood, when I have time, when I find it worth it, and that's it. Have started to level blacksmithing only with the writs. So I will have the experience of leveling via this method. And once in a while, I'm doing the tailoring one or the closer one and the enchanting one, which are my two crafts on my shield maiden.
Okay. Yeah, I tend to do these every single time that I have an excess of materials to actually complete them. Whenever I have a lot, then I'll go ahead and do them. But being that I'm not in an area where I can get void steel very readily, it's a little different. Deltia, have you been doing a lot of the crafting writs, or have you just kind of been messing with it?
I love them. I mean, I think I was the first one to have a guide on it because they are not. I mean, it does take a little bit to get the hang of them as far as, where do I go, that sort of thing. And so I got them right away. I really like the enchanting and the alchemy because you're always going to find good plants. And then with enchanting and alchemy specifically, you can do them at any level.
Sure. Nice. I actually need to do a little bit more with the enchanting and alchemy ones. My enchanting's still not maxed out. It's like 40. I have all the points in it, so I can do anything, but it's not 50, so that's a problem. All right, but if you guys are interested in that, you can check out a closer look at Crafting Writs. That is on the official Elder Scrolls online site. That is not on Deltia's Gaming, even though he wrote one anyway. Sad Zors.
Like a month earlier. Come on, Elder Scrolls.
I know, right? Taking your stuff. Stealing your thunder.
Stealing my ideas. I hate it. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Moving on to the next bit. This is a really important, public service announcement for everyone here. Be careful when you download add-ons. And this is the bad part of any community. You got your terrible people. There was an add-on called Atlas. I don't know if anyone had it. Delty, have you ever had this Atlas add-on?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay. I'm not even sure exactly what it does, but apparently someone had written some malicious code into it where it was actually mailing your money to a different person. And this person actually got a message from a GM. Got a message from a GM going, "Hey, are you using an Atlas add-on?" And he's like, yeah, I am. And the guy's like, "Well, then you've been hacked." And the guy looked in his bank or in his bag, all his money was gone. And actually, if you look at the code, it actually had someone wrote a send mail request. Anytime you opened your mailbox, it sent a mail and put whatever money you had in your bags and sent it to someone else's account. So, I mean, I know it's kind of you're not realistic for people to look at the code, and most people wouldn't even know. But this was a pretty big issue. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of smart of this guy to have done that. Very evil. But he tried to get out with a lame excuse that it was just for testing. I don't believe that.
And Enwar in chat said, "You just let me know what it is. It's Atlas lets you know where all the bosses are in dungeons and shows you what they drop." So it kind of reminds me of Atlas Loot from World of Warcraft. There's an add-on called Atlas Loot. I didn't know if it was from the same person or not, but yeah, apparently it was hacked. So be wary, everyone. Be wary of when you download add-ons. I mean, it sucks that this kind of thing happened, and thankfully the person who mentioned it got all their money back. Like the guy sent in, gave him his money back, and everything like that. Because they have a great support staff, but still, it's kind of crazy. So, Delty, what do you think about add-on hackage?
Well, I mean, it comes with the territory. Anytime you modify your base game, you have a chance to screw it up, essentially. So while they're good 99% of the time, there's always a meatball out there trying to take advantage of you. So, yeah, as long as you don't lose your account, I think things can be, brought back. Just as long as you don't lose your account, that's what really matters. So, luckily, lost some gold. That's okay. You can get that back. But losing your account, whew, it's a whole nother matter.
I would cry like 1,000 tears if I lost my account. Like, it would be bad. But all right, so we'll move on. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew about that and to make sure you stay clear of specifically that add-on until it's been fixed. I know that ESO UI took it off. Like they literally like nope, and they took the add-on off so people couldn't download the update that had the malicious code. But still, be careful, know what you're looking at, kind of thing. So, moving on to the
play without add-on.
What was that, Elloa?
Play without add-on.
No, yeah.
Always say.
Play without add-ons.
Who does that?
Does that?
Face. You and Face.
Face and Elloa are the two that play with that. There's only really one add-on that I quote unquote need to enjoy myself, and that's FTC.
Yeah, you gotta have it almost.
But other than that, everything else just makes things easier. All right, we're gonna move on to the next section, which is the Tamriel Town Crier Issue number 1. So, last week we talked about them splitting up the Tamriel Chronicle to separate the fan art and the stories and things of that nature, and split them up from the fan-made videos and podcasts and whatnot. So,
I didn't see this.
Yeah, it's out there, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's on the official site.
It's the Chronicles, huh?
It's the Town Crier now.
Town Crier. Oh, I see. Huh. I didn't. Yeah, there was so much commotion going on. I guess I missed this. Are we on it?
We are on it. Yes, we are.
Good.
Yeah, good. Several people. Defatank is on there.
Elloa.
Elloa is on there. Hey, Elloa, I see your stuff. Hey, and there's the Guar plushie. And of course, we have several from ours. My Jealous Saga, the Ebonheart Pride, episode 43, 44. Human Floyd does his stuff out there as well.
Oh, I'm not on there.
Oh, you are not on here.
Wow. Hate.
Have you not released any videos this week?
I've released one a day, if that counts.
Yeah. And other than that, the one thing that's I think this might have been one of their first thing. Like they showed our YouTube video, and I see they have Twonk Hammer. They have episode 67 up, but they don't have our audio from the RSS feed up. Which I mean, if you see it on YouTube, whatever. But they don't have all of it, so I don't know if this was a first pass. We may need to check with them on it. So, but this is their attempt to separate out the videos and podcasts from the other fan art and things like that. So it's kind of neat. Other than Deltia's not on it, so he's crying right now.
Yeah, they can put whoever they want on it.
Yeah. Man, I think they only kicked you off of there, Deltia, because they needed room for Elloa and all of her awesomeness.
Well,
she's got like
fine.
3 videos.
Good for her. She deserves it.
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome.
You deserve it too, because my video show some gameplay. It's fun, maybe. I'm happy that people enjoyed it. But your video are very useful. I've watched one in particular, one guide that I enjoyed. It was concerning the armor and the weapon enchant that you have made.
Oh yeah, did you like that?
Yes, that kind of video are very nice because you don't know everything and you are exploring a lot of not obscure content in ESO, history and stuff like that, and you are analyzing a lot of content. I think your content is very useful. There's something I will provide myself because I'm not in that area and I don't want to start to make something I'm not sure of what I'm saying because then I will look stupid. And so I appreciate to have your video, and I think that you deserve to be, well known because it's nice to always. This is something I like to do. When I like to rely always on the same channel, so all from this channel, and I think you should be like a kind of official YouTuber for guide and stuff like that.
Oh, thanks.
Like Ice Vein is for World of Warcraft. You see the comparison?
Nice. Well, there you go. Elloa said it. It shall be.
Yeah, it should happen.
It should happen now. Awesome. Well, again, awesome. I like that they're separating it out. It feels like a lot's missing, and I'm looking in chat. Ingwar, which it's pretty cool. I actually just didn't even realize this. He's from Tamriel Unchained, I believe. He's one of the hosts on there, and he's not on here either. And a bunch of the RSS feeds are missing, so I think this might have been a first attempt that they've missed a few things. So
it's all right. We'll rage about it.
We'll rage, they'll fix, and then we'll feel bad.
Maybe they also prefer to show one same person, several videos of this same person, rather than one video of this person, then one video of that person. I don't know. Maybe it's their idea.
Well, I think maybe they just like us a little bit more, Elloa, because they showed 3 of you and 3 of Tails, but none of Deltia.
Well.
Deltia gets nothing.
Oh, can I cry to someone? No, it's fine. It's their choice to show whoever they want on there. So, and people need more exposure. Some people. So I've gotten plenty of love. So yep, no big deal.
It's all good. Well, maybe the next week when they come out, they'll have like 20 of your video. That's probably what it is. They're separating it out. It's going to be bi-weekly. 1 week it's everyone else, and then it's 1 week of just Deltia because he releases so much.
I've had a video every day. I've had like a video every day for like a week, 2 weeks now. But
yeah, see, they couldn't even fit all your stuff. They looked at him like, we'll give him a special episode.
Now, what's coming next week? I got something in store for you.
Just Deltia, that's it.
No, else. Next week is going to be Veteran Dragonstar Arena Guide, every level, what to do, how to do it, and videos on how to get it done.
Nice.
It's going to be a massive undertaking, but we'll get it done. Because I Googled it, there's really nothing out there for it, so I want people to basically get it done who really want to finish it and get the Boethius Scythe title. So if you're into that, trying to get that title, it's really hard content, but you can do it.
Well, we'll talk about that when Update 6 hits, and I'm on max level then, because we know that's going to happen before I hit VR14. So.
Of course not.
Well, if you're on AD faction, I could carry you through it, but...
Yeah, no.
You and your Templar will be standing in too much red and get nuked.
That might be true. I like it. It don't matter. All right. Moving on to the next section, or next bit of news. Holiday deals on the Bethesda store. Why do they keep stealing my money, Deltia?
I know, right?
I have to do it. I actually bought 2 T-shirts on there the other day because it was like 2 for $25.
That's a good deal. They and then it was free worldwide shipping or whatever, right?
Yeah, free U.S. shipping, $9 flat shipping to Canada, and $15 shipping to Europe, which is substantial. For I've seen some of the European shipping cost. It's up there.
Well, there you go, Elloa. Now you can get more hoodies.
Yeah.
I pointed it out to our friend Arkaneer from
Turkey. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's like he jumped on it because it was like, well, this is the cheapest it's ever going to be. Let's do it.
Hey, I mailed him a Deltias gaming shirt, and that was not cheap. But I appreciate you wearing it, Ark.
It's definitely not to get all the way out there.
Deltia's gaming shirts. Wait, hold on. What? Oh, we might have We have something in the works coming up soon.
Oh, that's awesome! Because
coming up soon.
I still don't have mine.
It's gonna get new, revamped, and it is awesome.
For those interested in the Bethesda store, this is till today. So if you're watching the live stream, you guys will have to go out there today to do it if you're interested in this kind of thing. But it's pretty nice. It's like 25% off everything with the free shipping if you're in the U.S. and at least a flat rate shipping if you're outside the U.S. Definitely, I picked up 2 shirts and I was this close, so close to buying the leather man bag. I really was.
Yeah, I was actually about to buy the man bag.
I was hovering over the buy button. I'm sure I could do it. It took a great force of will to back away from it, and I'm sad now. I don't have buyer's remorse. I regret not buying it. It's terrible, and I don't even care. I will rock that man purse all day long. I don't even care. I'll do it.
Yeah, you look good in a man purse. You do. You really do. The bald head,
especially a leather one with the ESO sync.
Nothing says I'm comfortable with my manliness like a bald head and a purse.
Yep, bald head and man purse. I'm fine with this.
You are a model for Elder Scrolls. Of what not to look like.
The video chat's not on at the moment, or the video's not on.
Yeah.
but I have my ESO hoodie right here, or the Outwind's Wall hoodie. And if you watched Elder Scrolls Off the Record today, I was flashing all sorts of stuff. I had my Gwar.
Whoa.
I pulled out my symbiote character over here as I'm knocking stuff over. My symbiote character.
Did your cat like basically crowd your screen like our
Oh
video?
yeah, she photobombed the entire time.
Yeah, that's normal for you.
Yeah, photobombing all over. All right, so that was the holiday deals from the Bethesda store. So if you have an Elder Scrolls fan in your household, or maybe you are that Elder Scrolls fan, buy yourself an early Christmas present and go out and do it today. It lasts till midnight today, so do it.
I forwarded my mom those emails. I'm like, Mom, buy me a shirt for Christmas. That's all I want.
Yep. Yep.
Awesome.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
She'll probably buy like a filthy Ebonheart shirt, then I'll have to burn it on camera.
Oh. That's what's gonna happen. I got you this one. This one looks so
Oh,
cool.
it's the
got
filthy
a dragon on it.
It's the filthy Ebonheart pack. I gotta burn this, Mom. Well, first I have to urinate on it and make it official.
I see. Just so selfish. They're the best. We have all the coolest
Oh
stuff.
yeah, whatever.
I mean, come on. We even have the best like battle cry, "Blood for the Pact."
I do admit that's pretty good. Like it's not.
Yeah, "Blood for the Pact" is flipping awesome. You guys are like, "For the Queen." What are you, England? Sorry to all of our English people.
Hey,
listening to
where'd
this.
my where'd my stack of honey brittle go? Egg.
I can't get anything out of your thing.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. I can't get anything out of your thing.
Yeah, no, that's how it goes. I'm still waiting on that garlic.
Oh, I'm gonna go get it right now. All right.
All right,
Back on task.
back on task.
Wait,
All
wait,
right,
wait,
we're
wait, wait, wait. What does the Covenant say? What's their slogan?
I don't know, for the king or something like
For
that.
the king. Oh, that has to be the derpiest, doesn't it?
Well, yours is for the queen.
Yeah, but our queen's hot, so it's okay.
We don't need it to be ruled by a hot queen. We need a wise king. That's how our country.
Yeah, see, this is a good show because we represent all three factions at this point because Elloa's
that's true.
Daggerfall.
Yeah.
She's Daggerfall
Daggerfall.
Covenant, rocking it. I actually enjoy the Daggerfall Covenant more than
The story.
AD.
Yeah, the story is
Yeah.
really nice. I like it.
Daggerfall Covenant is just pretty much Game of Thrones in Tamriel. It's everyone hates everyone else. They're all trying to usurp everyone. It's great. It's awesome.
That is probably the coolest quest in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What's really awesome is that I realize that I like all factions for different reasons. I'm actually someone which is not analyst in real life as well as the
I think you're getting a little robot-y there. Okay.
I'm I love everyone. But what I love when I'm questioning now with the Aluminium is the contact with the Khajiit culture. So delicious. So humor is so good. And Galaxy Roots, it's my favorite zone so far. I really love the atmosphere. Just to be on this island, I have the feeling to be transported in a different country. I'm in holidays. It feels hot, it feels humid. I almost smell the earth. I don't know. It's just, I just like to walk around and to observe the light through the shade of leaves in the trees. And yeah, I'm somewhere.
So in other words, you like it.
Absolutely. That's how it goes. All right. Before we move on to our discussion topic, I must say this show is also brought in part by Amazon. We are now sponsored
Whoa.
in part by Amazon.
Whoa.
Yes. Yes.
We're in the big leagues, man.
If you're interested, hey, it's still the holiday time. If you go through talesoftamriel.com, there is a link on the upper right-hand side for Amazon. You go through there, and we get a little kickback of anything that you purchase as advertising revenue from Amazon. So, you check it out. Maybe it's some late holiday stuff. Maybe you haven't picked up something for that
Special
second
somebody.
aunt half removed that you don't really care. Get her something from Amazon. Use our link, and you'll be help supporting the show. So, rock on, guys. I use it all the time for work. It's terrible, but I do.
That's terrible.
Hey, my bank now supports me through anytime I order anything from Amazon for our IT department. It goes through there. It happens.
So you're getting like major kickback? You're gonna be like rocking a Bentley on the podcast soon, or what?
No, if only I wish. Depends. I don't know.
Then you could pay for your internet speed.
Yeah, I know. Random funny thing. I actually told my boss this. He's addicted to Amazon, and he figured out last year how much he spent on Amazon. It was like, no kidding, $38,000 on Amazon.
38 grand.
Yeah. Now
Wow.
he runs a side business on the side where he does IT consulting work, so he buys the stuff through there, and then they pay it. But he buys it all. He spent 39 grand on Amazon. I was like, talesoftamriel.com link right there. Yeah.
Wow.
But he has a serious Amazon addiction, so it's crazy. But they are now a partner with them, so yay. Moving on to our discussion topic, which is the road ahead. I'm sure we all kind of went a little giddy over this when we saw it.
Oh yeah.
Elloa, tell us a little bit about what were you expecting from the road ahead?
I honestly, for the updates, I was not expecting much. I was expecting the provisioning change. I was wondering what will it be, because I was really not believing that the justice system or the champion system will be ready for that. I was thinking about a lot of fixes, and I was thinking they cannot just put fixes. They need to put something new, something exciting. What it will be? Maybe another veteran dungeon, or maybe a series of quests, or. But I was really wondering. I was not expecting that, to be honest.
Yeah. Deltia, how about you?
It couldn't be any further from what I imagined it would be, which is the Imperial City, but apparently they're kicking that back and putting this in place. So, yeah, I'm glad it's really going to fundamentally change the game. I'm not too thrilled about the justice system. I don't like that gameplay, but the champion system I'm really excited about, getting a glimpse of that.
Oh, yeah, because champion was the one thing from the road ahead that I was most excited about. So when this was coming out, I could not believe it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I thought this, several episodes ago, we did a prediction episode, and we thought, both of us thought Imperial City, and then probably Justice in 7, and then Champion in 8. Not this.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. But yeah, he goes in through the road ahead, and we'll kind of touch on this a little bit, saying the different things that they've done throughout the year since it's been launched. And, when you sit down and actually think about it, like when he wrote all this stuff down, it's amazing what they've changed since April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're all fans of the show. Elloa and Deltia, or, we play this game and we follow it along. And we know they've done a lot. But when you see it written down on paper, you're like, oh, yeah, like all this stuff in such a very short period of time.
Well, what did we do before Craglorn? What did we do before dailies? I mean, it's like, wow, the game is like so different now.
I don't even think of it. Like, Craglorn is just there. Dailies are just there now. And it's a bad thing to say from a player point of view, but this is how players think. To me, they're just there. But when you think about it, when the game first came out, it wasn't just there.
Right.
These things did not happen. Hey, can you remember a time before VR 14 when it was VR 10 was the highest?
Oh, that's just a memory. And you were level like 5 by then, weren't you?
Yeah, I think so. somewhere in there. I wasn't done reading the books yet in that one dungeon. So.
Oh no, you sat in there for days reading them books.
I did. It's awesome.
What I really appreciate and I appreciate the fact that he has written down all of this to remind players that there's a lot of players that tend to be a little bit ungrateful, or they're too much on the whiny side. And it's amazing to see. I think it's that Venom had the pride to go back and rework everything. They're not stubborn as a company and holding on. Now we have decided it will be that way, and it's amazing because there had been a lot of feedback and they have reworked everything, or maybe not everything, but a lot of very key feature of the game had been reworked.
Oh yeah. A lot of their initial plans that they had set up, and most games, once you have the plan in place, they don't change it. But these guys went, "Oh, you don't like it? We'll change everything." So it's not just work they've been doing, planning on moving forward. It's stuff where it wasn't even on their timetable to do, that they had to prioritize because we as players wanted to. And actually, that brings up a really good point. Something I just want to bring up. How much plans do you really... Because they were planning on this 4 to 6 week update process, right? So they obviously must have had several months worth of plans already in place and in works before they started redoing. How much stuff did they push off to make room for champion system and things like that?
A lot.
Yeah. Like all these things that because I'm sure they had a plan going, all right, for our first year, this is our first year of development. Well, obviously within the first 2 or 3 months, they were like, guys, we got to stop and we got to start rethinking how to redo our character advancement systems and stuff like that. How much stuff did we push back because of we as players wanted to change? That's amazing to think about.
Yeah, indeed.
First up, they did show the champion system, which we're actually probably going to talk about in detail, not next week, but the week after, because they talked about Justice System this week on ESO Live. Next week, they said they're going to go into detail about the champion system in greater detail. But they did show us a little bit about the champion system in a few screenshots, which some of us had seen during the QuakeCon and some other places. Showing the new post-level 50 veteran progression changes. Now, I have a couple questions for everyone. First off, did you guys see how the skill tree is and the different things you can buy? Like one of them they hovered over was grooming in the steed tree that allows you to feed your horse twice a day, which is feed your horse.
Yeah, I saw it.
That's pretty nice. Because I want a second horse. I have a donkey for now. And now I want also a fast horse. So I would be happy to level my horse faster.
This is bad for me because I already have... Hold on. I have 4 horses already, all maxed out.
That's all?
I still need to buy the black stamina horse yet and max him out.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's all? That's all you have?
That's all you got? I got more than that. And yeah. So I still have more horses to get. But yeah, it's kind of neat. I like that they have these little flavor things in there to make it a little bit more interesting. Now, Deltia, tell us what your thoughts are on the champion system as a whole. How do you think this will change the game as we know it?
Well, the champion system will fundamentally change everything in the game. I mean, specifically builds and all the stuff that I have to rework now. Thank you. Because really, like, the current meta of the game is going to completely change with this. I mean, you're going to have so much more customization than what you do right now. So, like, the builds are going to be so much more in depth. It's going to spread things out a lot more evenly. So you might be a Magicka user, but you're going to be so much different than the person next to you. So I think it's a real good change. It's there's going to have some growing pains. It will have growing pains, believe me, because there's going to be things in there that are more powerful than they expected, or less powerful, or whatever. And believe me, I'm going to find those out in the PTS right away. But once it gives time to grow and stuff, I think ultimately it'd be better. I really think getting rid of the veteran system is a positive change because most people didn't like it. Most people really thought it was way too long, me included. And it's going to give people incentive to play alt, which I think is good. Some people don't agree with me, but I really like that. So for me, I think it's nothing but good news. Just, give it some time to fully develop, and, it's going to go through a growing process, meaning they will screw something up unintentionally with balance. It will happen. So give them some time.
Not only that, judging from a balance point of view, you also got to remember a lot of the initial complaints are going to be from players who just don't understand how the system works. You know what I mean? Because no one's figured out the new meta build. Like right now we know what the meta build is. Fire staff, dress, crushing shock, done. Like I could bet almost 90% of players right now in like a DPS role, their main bar looks almost identical, maybe one ability hit or miss flipping around, like one flex slot. That's just how it is. There's a certain meta. But when we go through and change this, when this comes through, I think because of how the customization will actually affect all people, there will still be a best in slot meta, if you will. Like this is what you do, but I don't think it's going to be as stringent as it is now, because there really is. This is what you do. Whereas I think later on it's going to be like, well, here's several things you can do that all will work, and you'll still be able to be a little bit different than the other staff wielding dress wear next to you. So
yeah, it's going to open it up a lot. And like I said, you're going to get credit for all the experience that you're gaining now and for gaining alts. So the thing that comes up in mind with balance, like me, is I get a lot of time to play the game, and other people don't get as much time to play as me. So what I like that they said is that there's going to be a cap on how much ahead, essentially, you can get, which I think is good, because otherwise, people like me that have more time would just be so far advanced than everyone else. You'd never be able to catch up. So for me, I think that's a positive, even though it's not going to benefit me per se. I really do think that's a good thing to cap it. That way you can't just overly get ahead.
Sure. Elloa, are you excited about the champion system?
Yes, very much, because I don't like the veteran system as it is for now for social point of view more than anything else. I find it boring because when you reach level 50, you expect, now I'm in endgame, I can play with all my friends. But there's still a difference of level. For instance, if I'm doing a dungeon pledge that scale up to my level, but there is two veteran 14 in my team, and I'm veteran 1, and I have one guy which is veteran 5. We try to scale up the dungeon to veteran 5, but it's still way too easy because of the two veteran 14 that are in the team. And so I really hope that to have this champion system will even out things and will equalize more everyone once you reach endgame, to not have this kind of releveling to be able to play with everyone else. I was expecting that, and once I reach 50, now I can play the game and do everything. And so that's one thing. The other things is, like Deltia described, to give more possibilities, more choice. It's very important that in the Elder Scrolls Online you have the choice of playing very different builds, and the champion system will allow that, together with the rebalance of every spell and abilities that they are currently working on as well. And so to have less cookie cutter builds, to have more variety, that's very important. And people also need to know why it's so unbalanced in comparison, or tends to be very unbalanced sometimes in comparison to other games. It's because you have so much possibility. Even the developers cannot imagine all interaction between the spells and the passive and the gear they make. Statistically, there is too much different combination. So of course there will be imbalance. It will be understanding with that.
All right. Here's something that while Elloa was speaking, she really made me think about this, that it didn't even really cross my mind before. With the removal of veteran ranks, there's a clear distinction in the power level of people right now. How do you guys feel the champion system will affect power levels? How are we going to differentiate power levels of people and dungeons and stuff like that? Because it will. You'll be able to be stronger. This is an alternate advancement where you'll get minor, and I say minor because it's not huge boosts, but you'll be able to get small boosts in the way that you want your character to work. How are they going to show power, and how are we going to see that realized when it comes to things like veteran dungeons? Deltia, what do you think?
Well, in previous games, you'd hit 50 or whatever the number would be for endgame, and then you could do entry level dungeons, which would give you statted gear that would allow you to basically compete in other dungeons, and so on and so forth. I think they're going to break the mold from that, and really it's going to be the champion system that improves those base numbers. So instead of getting better gear, and that's the treadmill, I think they're going to do a champion system treadmill, if you will, where you really need a lot of experience. So questing will still be relevant, even though you're spent 500 hours, or just doing stuff is going to be relevant. Achievements, like they are right now, are still relevant to get the Undaunted up. That's just my guess. I like the gear treadmills and think that's actually a good recipe for a long-term game. However, I understand that other people don't. So something like that. I like account bound content where if I get achievement on one character, it counts for the other. Some people don't like that as well, but I like playing alts. I love this game. I like that there's so much variety in it. So I hope they account for alts and that sort of thing too, because I really enjoy playing all the classes, and they all have deficiencies, strengths, and weaknesses. But for me, I think they're going to balance it a different way, and hopefully I will get credit for having a main character. That's what I want. My Dragonknight to still be the one that I've played 500 hours. I want that to be special to me. So how they're going to balance that being special with gear and it's a lot to balance. So like I said, something's going to come out where it's not going to be exactly right day one. I'm going to find out, believe me, but just give them some time to balance it out. And really what we can do to help is get on the PTS. Myself included, I'm going to live on there. If I'm not raiding, doing Sanctum or Vet DSA, I will be on the PTS testing builds, looking at the champion system, trying to explore things. I'm going to try to find all the crap and send it to them so you guys don't have to. That way, if I find some huge exploit in DPS or tanking or healing or whatever, we can get it solved before it goes live. So if you have a little bit extra time, a little bit extra hard drive space, I would encourage you to come on there and help out, because if we can make it a little bit better before it goes live, then we don't have to go through all the crap when it hits live.
Yep, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And ready for more adventure with you guys.
Yeah, we get to play together again.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh, that was fun. Now, there was another question I wanted to say in here. Elloa, do you have anything you wanted to throw in there about champion system with how you think power will be determined?
I'm really intrigued to see the passive that are more concerning the adventure part of the game. So like lockpicking or feeding your horse twice. I find it interesting that not every point are related to the power of your class and how you will fight, but also how you will adventure. And for some players that have more a kind of solo kind of gameplay, maybe it gives more opportunity to not only decide I'm more a tank, I'm more a healer, but also I'm more a crafter, I'm more a explorer, I'm more PvPer, I'm more a dungeon crawler. can probably also give a direction, build your character for the game style more than just the class style or role style.
Man, you hear that, Deltia? I'm gonna have all my champion points in crafting too.
And you'll be just as ineffective.
That's right. Hey, I play a Templar. It doesn't really matter.
Well, you guys are going to get a buff, I suspect. So stay tuned for the Templars. They're going to be the new flavor of the month.
Hey, I was a Templar before it was cool to be a Templar.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I was everything.
Totally hipster.
I was everything. Oh, Delta, you'll always be a Dunmer Dragonknight vampire to me.
I remember when I beat Vet DSA, we had to climb up both hills to get to the last boss.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, see, here's the thing that I know they were talking about, and this is one thing that I really like. Rift did this pretty well before they went free to play.
Free to pay? Is that what you said?
Free to pay? Yeah, free to pay. Pay as much as you want and
to
get
win.
Nothing. Where it's both an alternate advancement plus gear. Because they already talked about doing seasons of gear. When patches come out, you'll be able to do seasons of gear. And each season will be slightly better than the next. So there will be a gear treadmill as well.
It's going to be awesome. I mean, the gear in this game is just... I absolutely adore the gear in the game. Now they have master weapons. Now they have... So, I mean, I sit up and think of combos I can run. Can I run this 5-piece with this 5-piece? Can I... what's the best trait? What's the best in slot going to be for a bow wielder? And do I have to get a master? It's just so much fun. There's so much depth. And it looks different. And you can get one via PvP. You can get one via Dragonstar Arena. You can get one via Trials. I just love the gear in this game. I really want them to keep it the same because unlike other games, the set pieces are so drastically different. They're drastically different on what they do. And you would think that everyone would use this one set. Well, not the case, really. Some people like more magic. Some people like more spell power. And they're still effective. So I think the gear in this game, I wish they expand on it. Keep doing the master weapons concept, where there's one super ultra high powerful weapon. I really like that. But you have to do an ultra hard thing to get it.
Absolutely. I'm always one of those where I like having that penultimate item, but it's literally a legendary experience to get it, right? That's what I like. Like when you finally get it, it's like a culmination of months of work or however long you want to talk. Going, I finally have this.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. One of the best things games can do for you is to set a goal. If you have no goal of things you're after, you're aimless and you'll get bored. When they give you a goal to aim for like that, like I want this item, I want this, it pushes you further. All right, and as I asked in chat what people think about it, Erock Soren says, I'm going to love it at the moment. My Nightblade can tank, heal, and DPS just fine at endgame, and I'm thinking this may force me to choose one or two to focus on. And there was one other one on here. Ingwar, can't wait. The more variety to create, I have to create a build, the better. Definitely, that's true. And he did actually, here's another thing I want to echo is everyone please get on the PTS and help Zos create a better game. In the last Road Ahead, Matt Fire pretty much came out and it was almost as bad as getting on his hands and knees and begging. This game has a pitiful turnout on the PTS. And that's not their fault. That's our fault. We need to, as players, if this is a game we love, we need to get on there and help them test it. If we don't, and it releases buggy, it's not all on them. We need to be on there too. So, you know why games like Warcraft and stuff like that launch with such a good patches seem almost flawless, quote unquote. It's because they have their patches up for months at a time. They don't release as fast. But people actually play on the PTS. The top raiding guilds, as part of their DKP, require their raiders to raid on the PTS before it goes live. When a new patch drops, most of the live servers feel like ghost towns because everyone's on the public test server testing the new content. we need to see that as well, or else, buggy releases will continue to happen because we're not helping make it better.
And I mean, the incentive is you get to see the content before anyone else does. So I would like to, get on there and make YouTube videos and stuff for you guys. That way, when the stuff comes out, you're not just scrambling around with like no information. There's a place for you to go, deltiasgaming.com, that you can find some of these, references. And it's going to take a while to find out best in slot, best build, blah blah. But just even the basic stuff of how to get onto the PTS. That's a video I'm thinking about making too.
Sure. That's a good one because some people aren't really sure.
Yep.
And
go ahead, Elloa.
it's also the occasion to play with your European or your North American friend if you play on the other mega server.
This is very true. Deltia and I got to play with Elloa because there's only one PTS, so make it a fun thing. Play with someone else from the other side, if you will. You know what I mean? Get out there and play with someone on the EU. You have friends out there. We all do.
Yeah, and I make even some guild event. You can create a pre-made character. So even if you're super slow leveler, you just started the game, whatever, and you have a level 30, you can go there and experiment a new high-level character. You want to try a new class, but you don't want to bother to level an alt because you're not sure you will enjoy it. PTS is also good for that, so you make 2 shots with 1 stone.
Yeah. Working on a new build, don't want to pay respecs on the live server? Go there. They give you like 5 million gold. You can just respec all day.
Exactly.
Just go crazy.
Go ham.
Right. Next up, I'm going to skip the one section. So, consoles are canceled. I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness, they showed us a picture of consoles, guys. Oh my goodness, that was awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. News
Yeah,
in. Tales of Tamriel confirms ESO canceled on consoles. Yeah, no, it's good. It's kind of nice to see that they showed us a picture of, I guess that's Matt Fire playing on a console. They have a new UI, and they're also adding native voice chat programs integrated into Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. So you'll be able to log onto a voice chat program within Xbox Live and the PSN networks and play with your friends without having to download like Ventriloid or something on your phone and have to log into TeamSpeak from your phone. I've had people do that. That is really, really cool. Elloa, did you see the why am I drawing a blank here? Console, the picture from the consoles?
That roboting means yes.
That roboting does mean yes. Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all good. Your robot version was saying yes. I agree. I've seen it. All right. Deltia. I know we've been talking about consoles for a while, going, guys, it's coming. Trust these developers. How nice was it to be, quote unquote, vindicated that they are working on it?
Yeah, it's great. I think that they were open and honest, which is what they've always been. And I think now we can understand why they took so long, or they're taking so long. Number one, revamping the entire UI. Number two, adding voice comms within the game that you don't have an external program. Those are huge things that are going to make this game fun. They don't want to have a half, arse game where it's not really a true Elder Scrolls title, but just, basically a console port. They're really making this game the same that it's going to be on PC, except with all the utility that the console players like. Mm-hmm. So they're doing it right. Is it going to take a little longer and stuff? Yeah, it is. But they want to give you the game with the justice system, so it feels like Skyrim with friends to you and to us. And it's not just your traditional MMO with WoW pasted over it. It's really going to feel like that Elder Scrolls game. So they were open and honest about it, and I appreciate their honesty, number one, but I appreciate their openness and transparency. And they can't always give updates and say, June 4th it's going to be out, but I really think they're gonna figure out the console or the PC stuff, make sure the champion system gets balanced, and they find a way to tune it, then release it. And when you guys get this game, you're gonna be blown away. It's that fantastic.
And that is another good point. Before I say that, Anwar asked in chat, they haven't been saying it, but I heard you can move a PC account to console. They did offer that for PC, or I don't know if you had to buy it special for that, but when they pushed the release back, they were like, listen, guys, what we're going to do for you is we're going to allow you to buy it on PC, and then we'll allow you to port it for like $20, one-time port to either Xbox or PS4.
Yeah, so it was if you bought it on PC, you can port it at the time it comes out for like $20.
Yeah, and that was prior to a certain date. So if you had to buy, I forget, it was by like August or something. So if any account prior to August will have the opportunity, if they so desire, to port their account to one of the consoles when it does come out.
My question is, can I port it back? Because if so, I'll just port my VR14 fully mid-max Deltia, get Emperor, and come right back to PC.
Unfortunately, no. This is a once and done.
Dang it. I'd be just nuking everyone there with just max everything.
Max
everything. That'd be so great. Someone will do that, right? That's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I'm sure someone has their character ready to roll.
Just prepped up to smash people.
Smash. Nice. So yeah, really cool. And the other thing is, our friend Stelden even said, I guess he tweeted out going, I knew I wasn't just being conspiracy theorist here. I knew they were going to wait for Champion System and Justice before they did console. I think the only reason why they haven't given a console release date is because they don't know when the Champion and Justice System will be ready for PC. But I think once that's ready and live on the PC side is when they're going to do I guess what you would call as a gold date, where they cut the thing saying, this is our gold image, take it to the printer, and we're going to make the disc. You know what I mean? They're waiting for that go ahead that the Champion System and Justice System are functioning correctly, and then they'll probably just roll it out saying, okay, 2 months from now, console, here you go.
That's smart because they have the occasion to touch a very precise market. There's almost no MMO on the console. So the better the game is, the more polished the game is, the better it will have an impact on players. And so I believe it's smart from a market point of view to wait that the game is close to perfection, if I can say it that way, to be sure to capture the attention of all the console market.
That's a perfect example, Loa. Because other than, I think right now, Destiny is like the only MMO that's on like Xbox, and I know Final Fantasy 14's on the PS4.
But this game it's made for a console. I mean, this will just be...
Yes.
If you get this game on console, your mind will be blown at the graphics, the presentation, the quality, being able to play Elder Scrolls, steal from NPCs, and nuke them with friends. I mean, come on, that's a blast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it can be a amazing success on the console. I'm not a console player, but I believe it can only be that. Seeing the market there were for Skyrim already, there must be plenty of fun. And even players that just want to play MMO and try that, they will have one. The only one almost, so it will be great.
Yeah. Well, if you looked at the market share for Skyrim, Xbox 360 players bought more copies than any of the than PlayStation 3 and PC combined. Xbox was their largest buyer of Skyrim. So there's a very large Elder Scrolls fan base on the Xbox platform.
The Xbox.
Very large. Yeah, because out of like their 12 million sales or whatever it was for Skyrim when it launched, like 7 million of them were for Xbox. It was insane. All right, we're going to move on to the next part, which they talked about on ESO Live. Justice System.
Yeah.
For great justice. They are rolling this out in a staged approach, similar to how they're doing the champion system. And the very first stage of this will have the PvE aspect to the game without any PvP aspects. So you'll be able to play as a thief or a murderer or an outlaw, as they call them, but the enforcer is not in yet. And one of the things they said was due to the well, as we all know, you can't really predict what's going to happen in PvP. You just can't. It's crazy. So they wanted to make sure that the gameplay was steady and they had a nice solid base to start off with before they brought in the PvP element, which I can respect that.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree completely with this point of view. I know a lot of people were upset about that because what they were really excited about the PvP part. But when you hear the developer speaking on ESO Live and you realize all the change, the deep change this will have, all NPC will have other movements. There will be sleeping. There will be a night and day rhythm. They will do some other activities. Then you have the fact that you need to sneak. So each NPC need to have a personality. They need to react to you in a different way. If you have steal, if you have murder, if you have assault, maybe not every NPC will react the same way. You will have NPC that are werewolf or vampires themselves, so they might not react the same way if you are a werewolf or a vampire or a neutral player. All of this, it's when you think about the guy that needs to code that need to change every NPC one by one almost. This is crazy. It's a crazy amount of work. People need to think about. It's a gigantic new element of the game. It changed everything. So it's better to be solid to the who can find the power. Build the guard and someone is killing blah, 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 blah. No, it needs to be set on certain periods.
Absolutely. There's so much they're changing with this thing. And actually, I have a list of things here from the finer points from ESO Live. And as Elloa said, NPC AI has been upgraded. And some will now perform activities such as sleeping, cleaning, taking walks, and among other activities. An NPC could be sleeping in their home one moment, and the next moment they could walk or wake up and walk around town, go to the tavern, go fishing, all sorts of stuff. They're even talking about certain shops being closed at night.
Wow.
This is going to
great.
make the game world feel so alive because people will have schedules.
That's crazy.
You know, like you're going to go in there. You may have to find a special, they're probably going to have 7-Elevens in Tamriel now. They're open 24 hours. I'm the only merchant here, but everyone else is asleep, not me. And that alone, as she said, that's a lot of coding and scripting to get these routines in place for these different NPCs. That's a lot of network load. It's pretty awesome. But I know some people even saying it's so weird to see players, like NPCs and stuff out at night. It makes the world feel static. Well, now it's not going to be static. You're going to walk into town and go, where the heck is everyone? They're all asleep. It's midnight. Come back later.
It will be so immersive. It will be so awesome. Seriously, I'm saving an adult for when the justice system is complete, and I will make it to re-experiment the game completely from this new perspective and to have these new feelings.
That's an awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to do that either because I'm gonna have to go through an alt just to re-experience everything as you go through it. Now they're saying there's gonna be two different factors to this. They're gonna have a bounty and a heat meter. Heat's a working term. More or less, heat is people are watching you. They're suspicious of you because you've been doing some bad stuff. And once your heat gets high enough, the guards go, nah, no, he's Deltia. We need to arrest him right away.
He's a meatball.
He's a meatball. Kill him. And a bounty, of course, is what your current, goal on your price on your head is. This is kind of neat. This is one thing they did say. the guards, if they kill you, will try to take the bounty out of your bags. So, like,
Wow.
no, this is really cool because they will not touch gold in your bank. But any money that you have on you, if you owe 1,000 gold and you have 600 gold, they'll take all 600. You'll still have 400 gold on your bounty, but they will try to satisfy your bounty when they loot your corpse.
That's crazy.
So put money in your bank. Put money in your
keep
bank.
all. There you go. I'm gonna banking opportunity right here. Keep your money in your bank. Otherwise, you'll get arrested and they'll steal it all. And that's really cool. I like that. The one thing they also talk about is you're not going to be able, like, the justice system will be able to toggle on and off. But if you have any kind of heat or bounty, you cannot just toggle it off until that's been satisfied. So you can't do bad things and run away and go, all right, I'm safe. I'm just going to turn off and walk back into town. I have 100,000 gold bounty. I don't care. It will not let you toggle it off until your bounty and heat has been satisfied. Going back to nothing. You have to be perfectly neutral in order to turn off the system. And that's really neat. I like it. Of course, cities will have outlaw hideouts, new places for us to explore. Killing owned livestock will count as a crime. Crud.
Can't kill my pig.
I kill chickens every time I get a chance, so I'm going to jail. It's going to be great. And animals cannot witness crimes. This harkens back to Skyrim, where if you had a horse, you got off your horse and committed a crime, your own horse would flag you as a thief. It's hilarious. It was a bug, but couple things to take note of. A list of all known crimes include murder, theft, assault, pickpocketing, turning into a werewolf, being a stage 4 vampire, feeding on people as a vampire, breaking into houses, trespassing, and aiming weapons at people will all be considered crimes.
Yeah, that will be the hard part.
Could you imagine going into town as a vampire? You're going to have to feed first, so you're not a stage 4 vampire.
No, that's pretty cool because it adds more roleplay elements, more importance, more logical, make more sense.
Skyrim did that. If you were a full vampire, like without feeding, people would react to you weird because they could tell you were a vampire. Because they're like, wait a minute, why? It's kind of like the whole, hey, Grandma, why are your teeth so pointed? You know, kind of thing like that. They're like, they knew you were a bad person.
Yeah.
This is going to be great. I really like it. And they are adding certain things like all houses now have locks on them. Finally, a reason for me to have 500 lockpicks. Because you can break into the houses and you can steal stuff, and some of the best loot will be in what they call strong boxes that you'll have to break into. And it's apparently they're redoing it. It's not just a lockpicking; it's a certain other mini game to get into the lockpicks or into the chest and stuff like that. And this will be a lot of fun. Like, this is a lot of fun. Deltia, what do you think about Justice?
Well, I mean, I don't get the same satisfaction as looting and robbing and kicking doors down as the rest of people, so it's not that exciting to me. But the whole NPC immersion, I didn't even know all of that stuff. That's fantastic. I think I was playing, doing a trial or something. So that's really nice to hear. But this is going to give 80% of the players something to really do. What I'm concerned with about this is the character progression. You know, when they release the skill lines or whatever, is this going to affect my PvE character? Is it going to be cosmetic? Is it going to be solely this? You know, how is that going to affect things? That's what I'm concerned with.
What I understand, now, this is what I was talking about. I don't know about the Justice one, but the skill line you get from thieving will actually help you. It's not, I don't know how much it would affect your other gameplay, but it's supposed to help you with your naughty stuff, such as maybe having ability that allows you to be better hidden in stealth, or allow you to break locks, like have an ability that literally lets you just snap a lock instead of having to pickpocket it, is what we've been told the thief one's like. All the skills are supposed to help you as a player be a better thief.
Yeah, but that could also include stealthing. So that could affect PvE. That could affect PvP. That's the thing.
We all know nothing beats an invisibility potion anyway, so
Hey, don't be stealing my words out of my mouth. Did I tell you that? How did I? Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, you did. That's
Never
why I
mind.
brought it up. Like, it don't matter. No matter what, just have an invisibility potion. It's all good.
Don't get me ranting on my stealth Nightblade problems. But yeah, I want the game to be balanced. So if there's like some crit or some bonus to PvE, I don't like that, forcing people to have to do content that they don't like to do. But overall, I think it'll be a really, really positive thing for the game.
And that's the one thing, no matter what, we always say the best MMOs are the ones that have stuff for everyone to do. If it's not your cup of tea, turn it off. But the other people who love this kind of thing, this is a type of sandboxy element that people are going to eat up. I know
Yeah.
I will. I'll have fun with it.
Yeah, people are going to go bananas over this, and rightfully so. If they like that sort of stuff, just go ham on it. It's great.
Awesome. All right. We're gonna, before we move on to our next section, does anyone have anything else they want to talk about the justice system before we move on?
Can I kill Thaze? Yeah.
Not when the first thing comes out, but later, yes.
Well, if I catch her stealing, I'm going to nuke her down with my Dragonknight. With so much fire, she's going to turn to ash and cinder.
I'm probably gonna get a divorce at this point just because I know she's a thief and I'm an enforcer, so I'll just be following her around every time she steals something. I'm just gonna kill her. She's gonna
I
hate.
think I will go enforcer too.
Oh, yeah, Elloa, there we go.
I see my character more going into the right side of the load than on the bad side. In the same time, I don't know why. Even when I play Skyrim, I never steal anything. I don't want to be cuffed by the guard and stuff like that. It's not because I'm against it, but I think I would want a special character for that, a
Right.
separated one. My character, which is also my PvE character, my main character, she needs to be nice.
She needs to be nice.
She will defend the people. When I see someone killing the livestock of a poor farmer, I'll say, "What you doing?"
For great justice.
Exactly. The Hill Maiden will kick your ass.
Nice. And Kipster had a question going, factions will still be separate. Yes, they will still be separate. None of that's gonna be affected. And so, unfortunate, I guess. All right. That is going to end our discussion topic for this week. And we are going to move on to our Tales of Tamriel, which is our personal story time. What we've done this week. Deltia, why don't you go ahead and go first?
All right, well, after Ag's alleged Dragonstar Vet challenge, throwdown gauntlet, I had to go beat it again. So a couple different things. We talked to the developers about some stuff regarding balance and upcoming changes with the game. And so I had a chance to ask them, I go, did you guys nerf Dragonstar Arena? And they said no. They said that there might have been something like that day that the dungeons came out, but it got fixed readily. So I had to beat it again just to make sure. And I did beat it again. We brought someone new along, so there was a few, deaths right away and that sort of thing. People just getting used to it. And then we got to the last boss, and oh my god, I just kept dying and dying and dying. I'm like, what is going on? Well, the trick to beating it as a tank is to have an extra set of gear with fire resist on it. And so this gear sells for about 90k a piece, one of the rings. And so I had it for sale, and I'm like, oh man, I could use 90k. About 60 deaths or so, I'm like, okay, let me go get this thing, because we're just dying, and I'm just getting destroyed. I look like an idiot, like I've never done this before. I put one ring on with 1500 fire resist. I was in all light armor, tanked it, and it's just no problem whatsoever. One shot at it after that. It cost me 90k, but so I did Veteran Dragonstar Arena again. Took about a couple hours, and I've been doing it just to farm the weapons a lot this week. And I've really enjoyed it, so I feel comfortable enough beating it a couple times that it's time to do a guide. And a couple of my buddies that know the timers and the add-ons and all that sort of stuff said I could use their tips and permissions and whatnot. So it's gonna go on here pretty soon. So stay tuned on that. So, yeah, bet Dragonstar Arena again just to prove Ag. I'm a bigger PvE meatball was my main thing I did this week.
Nice. Hey, that's awesome. I'm happy about that. So congrats again to another clear. All right. Elloa, we haven't talked in quite a while. What have you been doing in game?
Yeah, now I'm veteran 2. I'm playing in the Almary Dominions, doing my quest alone, generally the morning early. But I have taken care of my guild a lot because we had several new members, and I like when we have new members to take the time to get everyone acquainted. So I created more event than usual to be sure that everyone will play together and make different groups. So we had some dungeons event, and then every Thursday we are doing Craglorn adventure. I'm streaming it usually if my connection is fine, and it was really nice because it was the first time we had 3 groups going on. It was a bit chaotic for the discussion and such. So for the next time, so we have a leader and it go a bit smoother. But it was really fun, and I'm very happy about the new member we have because they're very nice. It worked well with the people that were already member of my guild. And doing adventure in Craglorn are very, very fun. Every time I'm going there, I do not understand all the people complaining about Craglorn. I find it an awesome activity to do when you want to do something with friend or with your guild. You go there, it serves that purpose, and you need to keep in mind it's not for you alone. If you want to do just the normal, if you want to group with your friends or with your guild, you organize a little group and then you go adventure in Craglorn, and it has a different feeling. It's a lot more epic because the monsters are harder and you cannot take them alone. You need to be in a group, and if you are here, you will be useful at the time you start to get it. I really like this big, huge adventures, which is like an open dungeon, and then you have dungeon inside it, and I love the concept. I totally want to see more of that in future, even if other people disagree with me.
Perhaps you'll get that with Murkmire.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, and it'll be full of Argonians.
Yeah, indeed. And yesterday, actually, I did a game in Wayrest. That was very fun. Sometimes you do that with your guild. So we were just playing like little kids. We had 2 guys that needed to seek the other, and we were hiding in the city. Very fun. So that was my week.
That's awesome. I'm glad to see. I was glad when your internet's good enough to stream, because when you stream, it's about the middle of my work day. So instead of actually doing work, I just watch Elloa all day.
Creeper.
That works for me.
Creeper.
Okay, I'm fine with this. It's cool. I creep on Elloa all day on Twitch when she's playing ESO.
Whoa.
I said it. I'm fine with that.
Oh, where's Thaís when you need her?
I don't know. Probably
snoozing.
Planning my death somewhere.
Yeah, just making poison related to the justice system.
All I know is I rock my bald head, my man purse, and I stalk Elloa on Twitch.
Wow. There's that.
I just pulled all the stops out.
Wow.
Yeah, come on. I'm not that creepy. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Who's creepier, Elloa, me or Ag? You
None
have
of you is creepy.
No, you have to pick one. You have to pick a creeper.
None of you are creepy.
Ah, dang it.
Absolutely not creepy.
She's too nice.
No. It's not what comes to mind. Creepy? No way.
We're just weird. We're like they're just weird. It's all good. All right. Well, Well, Thais and I did a little bit this week because, again, it's been kind of rough on her because, as most people know, we are expecting a little Nord. Unless she cheated on me with an Argonian, then if it pops out Argonian, I know there's this one in Deshaan that she really thinks is hot, the big buff Argonian in Deshaan, one of the basements. It's got to be his baby. So she has been kind of sick. So it's been rough for us to actually get any playtimes on our main. But we actually did do a little bit where we got to play, and we actually finished off all of Rivenspire, which I was talking to Rage Philosophy on Elder Scrolls Off the Record today, and he went through and made a Daggerfall Covenant character, and he was talking about Rivenspire, and I gotta say, Rivenspire had one of the coolest storylines for the entire zone.
Yeah, I agree.
What was really funny is, spoiler alert for anyone that I'm going to say something for the end of this story. If you do not want to hear the end of the story for Rivenspire, skip ahead 3 minutes.
That's a short story time for you.
3 minutes. So when Verandas gave up himself to end, Thais about bawled her eyes out because he had to take the lightless remnant sunk into, what is it, Cold Harbor. Oh, she sat in her chair and cried for like 10 minutes. And the what was the name of the little wood elf vampire that was falling in love with Verandas? Do you remember that one, Elloa? Gwen. She felt so bad when Gwen's sitting there on the bridge just staring at the Doom Crag, which is really cool because when you finish the Doom Crag, it's like the ending of Lord of the Rings where the whole mountain collapses. Like the whole entire mountain is just gone. And yeah, so she felt really bad. And I like Gwen. She was an interesting character. So.
Yeah, and I remember when I did this the first time, when you explore the dream of Verandas and you go with the whole family and you don't know yet what's happening, and you will discover why the Baron, don't remember his name, but the Baron.
Montclair?
Yeah, Montclair, yeah. And you go at the top with all, and I was so much into and you argue together, and then you are needing to participate to the ritual.
Oh, yeah. Got a little robot-y there at the end, but I know what you were saying about that whole series with the whole family. It is great. Like, it was an awesome experience the entire way through. It was one of my favorite storylines. I think I told this last week, but when you meet Montclair's daughter, she's a vampire, and when you first meet her, she had taken over the entire town of North Point. And although you probably remember this one, she's laying all seductively on the bed, and she's like calling you forward, and she has the guy who was in charge of North Point under his spell. And she's like, "You're not going to kill me. You're going to become like my new plaything." And Thais is like, "I'm ready to kill this lady. She's a tramp. I hate her." I'm sitting over there going, "She's kind of hot. I like her. I don't really want to kill her anymore." She's like, "What are you talking about? She's gross." I'm like, "No, she's kind of awesome. Like laying there being all seductive and kind of the little play voice at you." Her voice actor was great. So Thais looks at me and goes, "I don't care. Who's hotter?" And I was like, and I hesitated too long. She's like, "Fine, I take that back. Who's scarier?" "Oh, you are, baby. Let's kill her. Let's do it." She scared me into killing her. That was funny. I hesitated a little too long. She's like, "Fine. Who's scarier of the two of us?" Angry wife. Let's kill her. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I guess there's a few other little quests around the area that you can do for Lo, do you remember the Khajiit's name? What is her name? Razadora or something like that?
Razadum?
Yeah, I think so.
Razadure.
Yeah, she's like Verandas' second in command, if you will. She has a whole bunch of quests to hunt down the remaining Montclair forces.
Oh, no. I don't remember her name, but I see who you mean. It's a vampire as well.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool because she got a little mohawk.
Yeah, yeah.
She's I like her. I like her a lot. I like the Khajiit when they talk in third person. It always cracks me up.
Yeah, indeed.
Um,
Also.
but it was really, really cool is when we got done, we were getting ready to leave, and one of the first ladies that you help in Rivenspire is a doctor who contracts vampirism, and you're given the option to kill her or let her leave. We felt bad, so we let her leave. You actually run into her again in the castle. She's like, I was wandering and I ran into a Verandus and he helps me to control the bloodthirst. I'm like, oh, that is so cool. I didn't kill her and now here she is.
Yes, this is something I really like. Every time you finish a zone, you have all the person you have helped you all done before to finish the main story. I want to be sure to have done all the quests and to have all additional character. And every time I have the occasion to speak with them, I speak with them to see how their discussion is evolving. And the end of Rivenspire is really epic. You have to choose the next ruler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which one you choose?
I actually chose Tamrith, Countess Tamrith.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
I chose her.
me and you picked the same. Thais actually picked the other guy.
Well, she's a terrier.
I picked her because she were concerned by the people, and I thought that the people of Rivenspire had suffered too much, and they needed to take care of.
Yeah.
But now,
the other guy was too focused on, war. He wanted the first thing he was going to do was build up the army again to make sure nothing would ever happen. We need to take care of all the people who are hurt and displaced. Yeah. I picked her. I liked her. I liked her through the entire thing. She was a really cool character.
Yeah.
I did play a lot on my alt, though, which is a Khajiit Dragon Knight that I named Pinello after my Khajiit, who's, well, the last episode or the last show is the one she wouldn't get out of the camera, and now she's nowhere to be found.
I think she's behind on the bed.
That is Titus. Titus, look over here. No, he's not interested. There's one there, and there's one behind my TV at the moment, my monitor, but that's Yuna. I don't know where she is. She's somewhere. Yeah, that's Titus. That's Theis's cat. So yeah, whatever with that one. But yeah, I've been playing her, and I started off. She's 22. I made it all the way through Bleakrock, Bal Foyen, Stonefalls, and I'm almost done with Deshaan, and then I'll be moving on into Shadowfen. I started off using the T3 build from DeltiasGaming.com.
Hey.
There you go.
Way!
And it was fun. Like, even as a low level, mind you, his builds are all end game related, but I use his skills and stuff like that, and I use all but his end. He uses a lot of crafted gear, so I use his same crafted gear, except for I normally have to replace the head and the shoulder. But I run a build similar to that, and I was having fun with it. But I'm doing this solo because that's a character I'm playing when Thais isn't around for me to play my Templar. Just messing around with her, and while I couldn't die, being a tank, it was just very slow to move forward. So I respect, and I used the Shooting Star build off DeltiasGaming.com. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. Like, a lot of fun with that one. Albeit I'm using a Resto staff on the other side instead of dual destruction because I'm leveling and I need a little bit more healing. Specifically when Green Dragon's Blood just won't cut it. Which is very rare because that thing is OP like crazy. Like, you just cannot die.
It's nice, isn't it?
It is. But as I was telling Deltia earlier, it's a fun class. But it's not my Templar, so it doesn't have that special feeling that my Templar gives me. I'm still having fun with it, but it's not my temp. But it's actually, for me, it's almost so OP. It's not fun. I like a little bit of challenge in my games. Again, I'm probably over leveled for the zone I'm in because I do every quest, I do everything. So I'm a little over leveled for the zone I'm in, but it's still a point where I'm pulling more mobs than what most people would, just because I need a little bit more of a challenge. So
And you're complaining because
um, the fact that it makes me work harder for a challenge.
so you're oh ag.
Oh, I'm just saying it is. It's a little different. Like,
You know what? It's something I want because I have no exactly the same problem. And at the end of my leveling, it was completely insane. I was veteran 1 in Cold Harbor, still doing the quest.
mhm.
So I had 7 level difference with the content.
Yep.
And of course a good gear, so it was it was too easy. And I would have loved to have a ring that do not put me 10% more, but 10% less experience to do all the quests
Oh my
without
god.
over leveling.
I want to be able to
Yeah.
nerf my own experience. I know.
Exactly. I didn't want it to level that fast because it was boring. I wanted to do every. I understand that that's the normal. People don't want to clear all content, or people like to have choice or to not do twice the same thing if they do alt. But I like to clean a zone before to go to the next one, and I like that I'm not over leveling the next zone. So I need a decrease experience ring. I will have that one.
Oh yeah, it's I play the games to have fun, and I do like the story and whatnot. But when you're so overpowered for a zone, or it's not fun anymore. Like you're just smashing face, and you're just like, yeah, okay. I don't know. It's a fun class, but there's just certain things like again now Delta, as you know, I picked up a few abilities. I'm good to go, and then I pretty much have all the passives. Like if my thing's high enough to have a passive in it, I have it. So I probably have more passives than most people do in normal leveling. If I didn't go with a certain skill set in mind, like I know what I was aiming for, so I have excess points. So that probably does help with the overpowered feeling, is I have um, more passives than most people would. But
And it's
yeah, I don't know. It's okay. The build is a lot of fun, and I think it'll be fun once I get it into some difficult content. Um, but as for now, it's just so roll face. I don't know.
It's because it's a build made by Deltia.
Yeah, that's from DeltiasAiming.com, makes it so OP.
Oh,
It's
thank
crazy.
you.
Exactly.
But yeah, it is a fun build, even for leveling. Even though I had to make slight modifications, as he says at the end of the video, for leveling purposes, such as the resto staff. It's still a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with it. So at this rate, I might have a new higher rank character than my main if Face doesn't start feeling better soon. So yeah, that was my gameplay for this week, guys. And it was a lot of fun. And I actually am sitting here going, as soon as I'm done, I'm going to hop back into the game and continue leveling that Dragonknight. All right, we're going to move on to our next section. We're actually going to skip the dramatic reading because that is a Face thing, and I don't want her to miss those books because they're pretty awesome. We're going to move on to the community spotlight, and the reason why I'm doing a community spotlight this week is we had an email from a friend of the show, Double Click. He sent 2 emails. I'll read one in the email section and one now. He goes, hey, it's me again. Do you guys know a good site that shows all item sets in game? Crafted, dungeons, Cyrodiil, trials, everywhere. The current problem with a lot of the websites today is they're not being up to date because ESO has a sort of niche community. It's not It's not League of Legends. It's not Warcraft. So like the sites, like ESO Head has fallen out of um, update since 1.3, I guess. Some of the other ones don't really have a lot either, but I'm posting them in chat right now, and I will have them also in the description. A user on Reddit created an item set database. It's the foley.net/ESO. It's not a pretty website. I will say that. It doesn't, but it does have all the items that I've seen for 1.5. Like, and that's everything, not just the new stuff. I know Deltia has videos and stuff for all um, the new gear from the dungeons, the 1.5 stuff, and I know Tamriel Foundry does as well. But this is all item sets, everything from the gear you can get leveling all the way through all the different variations of that gear. It's pretty neat. So maybe you should check it out. The Foley, that's THEFOLEY.net/ESO. Check it out, and you can probably find some sets. And it does have a nice little search feature to help you narrow down, because it's like, I don't know, a million pages of data. So you may want to narrow it down, but it's still pretty cool and one of the most up to date that I've seen so far. So there we go. We're going to move on to our next section, which is the Guild Corner. And as always, we do have a guest. Elloa, would you like to do a shout out for your guild that you play with?
Yeah, my guild is awesome. I love them. It's a Whitestar. It's a small community, but we are growing. The main focus is to have nice relationship with our members. So we are not really aiming towards in-game with a gaming community. So we have a guild in World of Warcraft, for instance, and we always try to create bonds between every member, even if they don't play the same game, and that's happening on Dragonstars. We are doing a lot of cool events. Thursday with dungeon, Thursday on adventure, Saturday hide and seek in waivers. Tonight we had the fishing event, etc., etc. And there's very nice relationship between members. We also had been featured on the ESO Live 6, I think, where we had a fan art. Someone made a fan art of our guild, and we can see
I saw that. That was really
cover.
cool.
Yeah. It's actually one of our members, by Tilda. We ordered it to offer us this artwork that is on Vientar. It was gorgeous. And so, yeah. That's about it. So if you're Daggerfall Covenant, you like to play at your own pace in a very cozy, familial, friendly environment. We are also liking challenge, and that's not the point, but the main things about us is the fact that we love each other and we are nice. You can say that way.
Well, Elloa definitely is nice. So if she's the representative of that community, the rest of the people must be pretty awesome. So
That's right.
That's cool. Absolutely awesome. All right. Special note, I wanted to announce this on here. The Wings of Fate Guild, which is the Tales of Tamriel Community Guild, will be transitioning into a Community Traders Guild. We are going to be recruiting more people, and we're going to be competing for trader spots in the world. That being said, I did want to say we still want to keep a level of community within our guild. So what we had done is anyone that messages us to join the guild from this podcast, if you message say, hey, I'm joining, for the community from the podcast, you'll be given a special rank within the guild that allows us to talk within officer chat all the way through. That way we can still kind of have our friends and family community within a greater trading guild. Because I know we've had quite a few people who, and no fault to them, have left our guild for various reasons, whether they just need a slot, and the Friends and Family Guild was the one that had the least use, obviously. So in order to help some of our guildies make money, things of those nature, we are going to be transitioning over to a trading guild. I went to all the guild members, sent out mass mails, and spoke with a lot of individual people about this, and we had pretty much a unanimous decision to move in this direction. So that way we can provide our community members something a little extra without having them feel like they're wasting a spot, quote unquote, with just a Friends and Family Guild. So if you're interested in helping us build this up, just drop anyone in the guild a whisper, get you invited, and mention that you're joining as part of the podcast community, and we'll rank you up so you can chat with everyone if you don't want to just use standard guild chat. We are working on getting a guild form up so people can post buy and sell orders, as well as a crafter's corner where you can make special requests for crafted goods from any of our crafting people, probably me. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working on. We will have a 2-week inactivity policy for people who join as traders. Friends and stuff like that are not beholden to that rule. We're also going to be doing weekly, essentially it's a lottery, where what we'll be doing is putting money into the guild bank, and for every, like, we'll say a ticket's like 1,000 gold. At the end of the week, we're going to, on the show, pick one person at random, and that person will win 30% of whatever the total cost is, like however much we've earned. They will earn 30% of that. That's like a reward. The rest will go into the guild bank and allow us to bid on traders. So that's where we're at. Elloa's, you can use a Nook to create your forms.
Yeah.
Nice plug there. I like it. I like it. Wow. Cool. All right, so that is the end of our guild section. We're going to move into our emails and iTunes reviews. We didn't have any iTunes reviews this week, and that saddens me. It does. It makes me sad. I like iTunes reviews, and I like when you guys interact with us. We did, however, get a couple of emails. One of them we read earlier, and I'm going to read the next one. This is again from DoubleClick. Hello, my favorite podcasters. Well, hello. I was wondering if you guys noticed, since the latest patches, werewolf poison weakness seems to be affecting my character even in human form. I don't remember seeing it in the notes, but what do you guys think? Thanks again. I actually mentioned this to Deltia as soon as we got it, and I hopped on the PTS and was testing. I didn't see any change, and Deltia, I believe you said the same thing. You didn't notice any change either, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I'm not really sure where your poison damage was, where you were counting from for that, but I mean, I hopped on. I did both with poison or with werewolf and without, just to test, and the numbers were the same for me from the same mob. So perhaps maybe send me a follow-up email. I'm curious what you were doing that you were getting extra damage, but both of us, we were testing. I hopped on the PTS, made 2 characters, one with and one without, went to the same place and tried to reproduce, and the numbers were identical. And Deltia has been running Vet DSA, and that 3rd stage is all about poison. So we haven't noticed anything. So please let us know. I would really be interested to see where you were, because I would like to go try to reproduce it myself, but we haven't noticed anything. All right. And that is the last of our emails. We're going to move into our final thoughts. Final thoughts of an episode always make me sad, because it means that the episode's over. And then I don't get to talk to you guys for I was going to say a week, but I talked to you guys 5 minutes after the show. So, yeah, I won't get to interact with the chat room as a whole for a week. But a lot of people in the chat room just play with me in-game anyway, so I talk to them all the time too. So feel free to send us in-game stuff. We like that. Let's start off with Elloa as our guest. Thank you so much for coming on. Give us your final thoughts for this episode.
I really hope that my son was not too bad, and I apologize if it was. It was a pleasure to discuss with you guys, actually. I miss you. I'm really sorry that we cannot play more often together, because I had so much fun when we did this test on the BTS in the City of Ash, and when later I play with Deltia in it's really cool. So I really hope to see that when update 6 is on the BTS, we can organize a little evening or something.
Oh,
That would be
absolutely.
sweet. Yeah, very excited for the update 6. I think it's a really great patch because it's too major change for the game, and it's like when the justice system and the champion system will be in place, it's the two major overhaul of the game are finished, and then the creator or developers can focus on new content, of purely new content. So I'm really, really happy about that.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, we loved having you here. I mean, we really do. You're awesome. You're welcome anytime you want. I know it's kind of late for you there, so I'm always conscious of that. But definitely, anytime you want to come on, send me a message. We'll make room. Ain't that right, Deltia? We'll always make room.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
All right, Deltia. How about you, good sir?
That was another good episode. A lot of game changing. I thought, it would be a lot longer than this as far as when these updates come out, but apparently they've been hard work at it, so I think it'll be good for the game. I was just getting comfortable with some of the skills and knowing everything, and now they're switching it up. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to learn the game all over and update a bunch of builds, but keeps us busy and keeps the game moving, so it's good.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yep.
As for myself, I do want to thank my co-hosts for joining me this evening. You guys rock. Love doing this stuff with you guys. I want to thank the chat room as well. We had a very active chat room tonight. Thank you guys for coming out. We really appreciate that. Update 6 is going to be amazing. The amount of stuff they're doing in this is like expansion quality. Like the amount is just insane. It's these guys continue to impress. I'm glad we didn't take bets on what was going to be in Update 6, because we'd all have lost. It would have been bad. So, yeah. I'm excited. Get on the PTS again. Personal plea from me, as well as I'm sure Zoss is on this. When it comes out, get on the PTS. Help us test it. That way it's good when it comes out. Got to remember this. The faster we can get it out, the faster the consoles will probably come out. The faster, our community will expand because of console release, and more people need to experience this game because it's such a good game. All right, I want to thank everyone for listening to the podcast. If you wish to help support the podcast, you can either donate via the PayPal link on our website. You can use the Amazon link on our website now, and we'll get a kickback from anything you purchase there. That helps us out. Best thing you can do is tell a friend about us. More people listening, we get to interact with the community that we love. It'll be great. If you wish to contact us with questions, comments, criticisms, the website for our show is talesoftamriel.com. You can email the show at podcast@talesoftamriel.com. You can follow the show on Twitter at Tales of Tamriel, Facebook at facebook.com/Tales of Tamriel podcast. Also, feel free to rate and subscribe to us via iTunes. And if you missed the live show or want to catch up on any past broadcast or any of our YouTube exclusive content, you can subscribe to us at youtube.com/Tales of Tamriel.
Real quick, before we log out, we are going to do reaction little episodes on my channel and Aggelos. So speaking of YouTube exclusive, if you're looking like when late breaking news comes out, we're going to try to get a video out, just our thoughts prior to the podcast. And that will be specific to YouTube. So stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. They're fun. They're absolutely fun. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
1 second.